What's up, everybody? This is Kerry. In this video, I'm going to give you my best bets for week 9 of the NFL season. Now, looking back at our first 8 weeks, we have a winning record. And I know I keep showing this, but I'm going to be transparent on my channel and make sure I show you the record 1 week to the next, whether it's winning or losing. I keep thinking at some point I might have a losing record, and I did have a losing record in week 2, but 6 of these 8 weeks, not only did we win, we've been profitable. Overall at 42-26 for a 61.76% win rate, and we've earned 13 units so far. That's incredible. What we're doing is following trends that are very strong and very profitable, and most importantly, very consistent and reliable from one season to the next. So slightly different strategy than maybe you see on some YouTube handicappers, but for us here, this is working. Let's look at week 8 and what happened there. We took the first trend here, home teams before their bye week to cover the spread, and in this particular trend, 2 of those 3 worked. Broncos, in fact, beat the Chiefs, and the Lions beat the Raiders by 12. Now, the 49ers didn't show up and unfortunately lost that game, but again, 2 out of 3 is not bad, so I feel pretty good about that one. Trend number 2, underdogs coming off 20-point losses to cover the spread. Here's the Lions again, and of course, they won by 12. Even though this is a single bet, it did satisfy 2 different trends. And finally, in trend 3, which is a trend that I've come up with, any game that has totals in one of these 5 numbers goes under. That happened in 2 out of the 4 games. So I'll talk more about this particular trend in future videos and later on in this video, but it is one of those things that you kind of have to watch and look at where the line lands to be able to pick these values. And I'll talk about line shopping here in just a second. So our week 9 best bets, here we go. We're going to stick with the same trends that we've been talking about for most of the last 3 or 4 weeks. However, I do have 2 other trends that exist that are very strong that I have not talked about yet. Those are going to be coming up in future videos. One of those is a post-bye trend. And since we had no bye teams in week 8, we don't have any of those teams or games that fit that criteria. So when that actual trend has something to bet on, I'll talk about it then. But here are the trends. These are the overall win rates from 2015 to 2023 for the last trend, and from 2015 to 22 for the first 2. I'm really excited about the end of week 9 because at that point, I'm going to do a mid-season report on all my trends and show you how they're doing, not just from 2015 to 2022, but also for the first half of the season for 2023. So here are the best bets. Again, trend number 1, home teams before their bye week to cover the spread. I got the Eagles at -2.5 against the Cowboys. Now, keeping that under a field goal is obviously a very positive value for the Eagles here, the home team. And what I want to say here is I got this particular number early in the week, like I think it was on Sunday. And this is what's called early line shopping. Let me show you what I go to. I go to thelines.com and look at the FanDuel, the second column there. This is where I got the -2.5. At this point, where I record this video, I'm pretty sure that all those lines are at -3. And a lot of people are picking the Cowboys at +3. But because I'm sticking to the trends, even if it's at -3 for the Eagles, I'm still going to pick them because they're the home team before the bye week. The next one, underdogs coming off 20+ point loss to cover the spread. Now, this is one you might want to hesitate as well because Matthew Stafford might be out for that game. And if you wait until Saturday or even Sunday morning and you get the Rams at like +7 or +8, whatever, if that moves that much for Matthew Stafford, then you get a better number. If you're picking an underdog, you want that plus number to be as high as possible. Trend number 3. So this is a trend. This is what I'm calling the Kerry Smith special because I found this trend by looking at the totals from 2015 to 2022, and I saw that in these 5 numbers, most of the time when the line ended on these numbers, and this again is more close to the closing line number, then they went under. And some of these 55% of the time, some of these 60% of the time, especially the 2 highest numbers, 49.5 and 50. So right now I have the Cowboys at the Eagles at 46.5. I think that's already moved down to 46. And what I'm showing you down here, the last 2 rows there, the Dolphins at the Chiefs are at 15.5 at the recording of this video. The Bills at the Bengals are at 48.5. Those are not bets for this video. But if you want to do the same strategy that I follow, look at those numbers. If the Dolphins at the Chiefs goes down to 50.0, I'll place that bet. If the Bills and the Bengals goes up to 49.5, I'll place a bet there too. So I'll look at those 2 games there and wait for the number to move. If the number moves in any direction and lands on one of these 5 numbers, then I'm going to place the bet. So that's not an official bet for the video, but it's one of those things that I do from one week to the next. I do this same strategy every time. So I follow the trend, but I also watch the numbers move. So early betting is great. Sometimes you get a lot of value there. Sometimes you wait till the closing value, Saturday or even Sunday morning. So this is what I found here. And again, on the top row there, the FanDuel column, you can see the 46.5. This line has moved down to 46 in most cases, but there's the actual value. And you look at the Bills at the Bengals, I believe that number has moved up a little bit. You might think, well, that fit our trend early on in the week, and I might have placed that bet, but I didn't, because if that number continues to move up, then it's outside one of those 5 values. I'm not going to pick it. But if it lands at 49.5, which I hope it does, as I mentioned on the previous slide, then I'll pick that one. So as always, good luck, have fun, follow the trends, and let's go.